wherever you got the learning. See, you need to learn self-evaluation based on the standards. Okay, here in this sector, good evaluators are very less. So you need to learn how to see your own mistake, right? So do that. Also, mine also. But today, in today's answer, I want to teach one thing. As we are doing every lecture, I try to bring something to learn. In last class, I evaluate your paper, and I found that demand of the question is properly getting met. So that improvement can be seen because now you are conscious about the demand of the question. I'm sharing now in the group. Oh, it was in the image form. Sorry, wait. We have the group now. Group, everyone is added here in the group. So I've shared it there only. You can now get there. Now let's see the answer. Today, I have not used the words like the political, economic, social. Why? As you become mature in this, you don't show the examiner that you are creating, you are using certain template. What happened here? Okay, you don't show them. I'm writing political, economic, social. But you use the word which is related to the politic. You're getting? So that is the maturity level we need to go gradually, because in the 5 days you learned political, economic, social. Now, using the keywords, your knowledge, how to write the same way, but without mentioning that I'm using the political, economic, social. In otherwise, what it will happen? You are writing political, social, economic in art and culture, modern history also, world history also, post-independence. The examiner will think this guy has the one mindset only. Everything he or she is thinking in the same dimension. So gradually we need to avoid not the dimension, but the word which we are using to create that point. You're getting difference? You'll see the difference. Now see, this is today's only, 6th day. Now first thing is that about how, first question was, explain how foundation of modern world were laid by the American and French Revolution. Almost we have discussed. As I told you, the beginning should be American and French Revolution took place in 1776 and 1789. What mistake I have done here? Okay, forget about here, that much they won't bother. But in terms of writing answer, see, the mistake I have made is the not underlining the fact. I'm not talking, see, factually we can be wrong here. We are not here to learn the facts, right? We are not here to learn the content. We are here to learn the answer writing. I may be 1776 may be wrong, this, don't bother about that. Am I judging you based on your content? You are writing wrong any fact. No, I am judging you whether your points are relevant as per the demand of the question or not. Second, how better we can present, how we can structure, how we can generate points. Those are our points. This is not world history class, remember. Okay, so don't judge my fact. I may be wrong. I have not revised, but judge, am I presenting that nicely or not? So the mistake I have made is not underlining. Underlining is very important. Don't think like the, okay, I know what will happen, but it's important when they evaluate 100 of copies, showing them I'm writing the year and the place. What I told, introduction, period, it is there? Yes. Place, it is there? Yes. Personality, it is not there. Because if I had mentioned the personality here, it would be very long. So non-practical. So it is not like every question you have to bring personality. You need to see the demand of the question. Based on that, we have to bring. It's not a thumb rule, okay? So here I made the two, period and place, enough. Second thing. Now creating the subheading. These revolutions created foundation of modern world in the following way, using the language of the question. American Revolution A, French Revolution B. Separately how they created the modern world. Not like the one. Okay, because both have the different impact. Similar but different. Now, here I used one value addition, the map. showing the American Revolution place, French Revolution place, and how it led to the, the spread of the values to the different places. I try to show here origin and spread of values from American Revolution and the French Revolution. So this is a value addition. If you're not doing the spread also, at least you should mention where it is. The world history. I told in value addition map. This way you have to make the map. In the 1/3 around part or the half part, you can show this. And it is the first time I'm making the world map. And this is the decent map. You need to learn like this. Still you have not made proper map for the India. Learn it, practice it. And almost, I think in almost every question we are drawing map. Right? But see how it is being practiced, and I'm able to make very fast. And that much you have to bring. Okay? Because people like me, if I'm writing with you, if I'm drawing and you are not drawing, you are drawing like something else and I'm drawing like this, I'll get more marks. Right? So we need to compete with them. So we need to develop this. Now here see, American Revolution, democratic values. It is which point? Which dimension? Political dimension. But I had not mentioned the political value. That's the change I'm making from today in order to diversify. Not showing the examiner that I'm using one formula to do in every question. But the point in my mind, it is political. That's why I'm writing this as a first point. Getting Durga, what I'm trying to say, right? And that is important. We have to be smart here, not to show that we are following any framework. Okay, like separation of power spread in the other countries. Then American Constitution on became a template and source of learning. For example, Indian adoption of the judicial independence. This is also political point, constitutional point. One is the political structure, and this because mostly the political impacts were there. Then the federalism form of government and nation state redrawing of the world. These are all the mistake I have made is that mostly the political points are there. But American Revolution also brought what? Economic changes. The capitalism growth point, right? The social changes, more equality, secularism. These 2 points is missing in my answer. Okay, I have focused only in one dimension, that is the political. And here I will deduct marks. Getting? See, I knew this. I knew that the economic, social dimensions are there and easily can be linked. But the mistake we make while writing, we need to not to forget that dimension, those dimensions. What is those dimensions? First, capitalism, economic impact, it grew. Second, social impact, secularism in the societies increased. Right? See, these 2 impact we need to bring here. In the French Revolution, this is the value addition. If you're showing those values, if you can draw like this, it will reflect like the okay, no, because this is the key thing there. So this is the diagram I was trying to tell you. In the world history, some diagrams we can make like this. Okay, and you need to do that for the other thing also. Every time, this is the created one. It's not like the formula you do in this one only. Okay, we'll see in the other question also. Democratic values, rights of the citizens, social justice, this is a social point, and the economic well-being. Here, its point I will consider is the perfect. Because economic dimension is there, social dimension is there, political dimension is there. Getting? So here, the mistake, can you see? Here the points are political. So, unidimensional. But here, the points are more diverse, political, without mentioning the political. Social justice. I'm not writing just social, then writing. Social justice is a keyword. I'm showing the examiner that I'm writing the social dimension, but not exactly the social. I'm using the keyword. Economic well-being and justice. It's a economic justice, but not showing like how we write political, then we write economic, then we write social, then we write. Don't do like that. As you are getting matured in answer writing, you need to use these keywords, but still showing that I'm multidimensional. So from this question, lastly, this revolution proved to be the foundational in modern day democratic nations and the global governance, linking with the modern day. Not only the democratic nations, but also global governance like United Nations. So we started with that 3P, ended with linking with the present, body created in the 3 dimension, political, economic and social, right? The mistake also you identified, what mistake we can do. You saw the map how to draw, you saw the diagram how we can make. So the introduction is perfect, mentioning the year, place, map is there, points are with the different dimensions, 2 parts divided the answer, diagram is there for value addition, conclusion, linking with the present. All 6 components of the answer can be seen in this question, along with the mistake to learn. Underlining is the mistake, as well as the in the first part not having the dimension of economic and social is the mistake. So this way you need to check your answer. Am I fulfilling these 6 component? And that you can do by yourself also.
Sir, they don't need to mention separately on foundations of the water, like popular solvent. These are the foundations.
No need to
mention these values.
I didn't understand that. Can you?
After the American French Revolution, we adopted like popular sovereignty from the French Revolution.
Yes.
These are the values: democracy, republican, and rights of man. Is there no need to mention these values in this? These are the foundations for moral governance.
Yes.
They don't need to mention in the answer.
No, you can mention these things.
Is this right or answer?
Which one? Show me the question.
Showing your right answer, it's like it's art.
Acha, wait. Foundation of modern led by American Revolution, American French Revolution, sovereignty, progression. Any other point you have written? Yes. Although both relations are known. This is a good representation only. This good representation. Discrimination. What you can do, the same way, this pattern of answer, this presentation is very good. But here, what exactly you are writing through the table? Because this is not the only part of your answer, right? You are mentioning other points also. So what you can do is that major values learned in the modern day, make a table showing the American, French. This is the first point in the form of table. Then this can be the second point, third point, fourth point, like this.
In all, after the table.
Yes.
The political, economical.
Yes. So you can integrate both. Consider this not as wrong. I'm not saying this is wrong. This is good. You're showing the values learned.
After you're seeing your answer, it is like wrong.
No, not wrong. Definitely not wrong. See, if you see my first point, that is same only. If you see the American Revolution, here I am talking about different values like separation of power. Here, like the judicial independence, I have for federalism, nation state. These are the values only. You are showing those values in 2 parts: American, French. Very good point. That's a value addition. That you have done very good. Don't criticize that. But that's not enough actually. If you write only values, that's one dimension. But if you bring the economic, social in other part, that will be the more value addition. Okay, so that can be the different way of presenting. See, we can also present, but for that you need so many points. Or if you have, let's say, the less point, you can present like this. You create a table. You write like how he has done. See, here you mention modern day influence. Here write American Revolution. Here write French Revolution. So here create democratic values. Okay. Here mention what values we learned, like the separation of power. Here we learned republican system or the justice, equality, liberty, well apart. Second, write like the social. So here more Now the problem here is that in the social dimension, here what happened is the secularism. Here justice, social justice. Then third, economic. Here came capitalism. Here also it created the capitalism. Now the problem with this is that you need to have more points. The filling of pages will be difficult, but this is a very good way of explanation. If we follow balance of both the things, how you can do is that you use this much, this part, only for the values, and rest of the points explain, so that there will be the value addition in the form of table, as well as you are able to write an explanation is also there. But the problem with your table is that there is no heading to it. So the understanding that it is you are trying to reflect the values of American Revolution and French Revolution is not there. If you are not explaining, if I by reading, it won't be the expressive. So giving one title to the body, either here you are giving modern day impact and giving the values here, like the democratic values, these are the values. Social, these are the points. So these are also the way you can present. Okay, so these are the next level of I have not yet brought this thing. That's very good that you are bringing. These things we learn at the later, how to present in the different, like the tabular form, the flow diagram, and those all things. Right now we are in the stage of generating points and addressing the demand of the questions. Okay, but these are also in some of the, I think one answer, I don't know, I have shown, but it's in the YouTube. That answer contains the similar presentation. Just wait. Okay, is it clear? Should we go to the next question? See, the second question is on the World War. Again, year is mentioned. Here again, it was difficult because they are asking World War I and World War II. Then again, mentioning the places will be difficult. It happened if we are able to mention Europe, mostly in the Europe, that would be the enough. So here underlining is there. So clearly showing that okay, this is the year. Next, Germany is held responsible for this war. I want to see answers. Second answer. Okay, now see the second question. Germany is held. The question keyword here is that to what extent can Germany be held responsible for causing 2 world wars? Discuss critically. That means when it is saying the discuss critically means you have to give 2 dimensions. And when it is saying to extent, we have already discussed this kind of question. Up to what extent, right? Now it is saying that up to what extent means some extent Germany is responsible, but not completely responsible. Right? That's the question. So up to what extent? That means the question is asking up to what extent means if let's say this is the complete responsibility for world wars. Germany has certain role, definitely, no denial. This is the role of Germany. But is Germany only responsible for whole world war? No. There are political factors, there are social factors, there are economic factors. Other factors are also responsible. I didn't see your answer. Why you didn't write? Huh? Not read. So reading is not required. I gave the facts. At least you should have used that. Okay. So Germany some responsibility. So this we have to mention. Okay, Germany have some role in terms of political role. They have militarization. They wanted to expand. These all roles were there. But other stakeholder, other factors were also responsible. So we need to create 2 dimensions. The critical means you are not seeing thing only in the dimension of Germany. You are not saying that Germany is the only responsible. That is the meaning of critical, being critical. The statement is saying Germany be held responsible for causing the war. If you are critical, you will say no, Germany only. Yes, Germany is there, but not only Germany. There are other. That is the meaning of critical. Getting Abdul? Huh? Just 2 dimensions. right? You have improved now. You understood that German wala. Previously, you were not getting this type of question. Now you are getting it. Very good. And both of you are following rightly. Okay, your structures are there. The points are okay. We'll develop points. But the addressing here, I want to check the demand of the question, because previously you guys were making mistake in terms of addressing the demand of the question for such kind of. That's why intensively I kept this extent wala question to check that. Okay, so that's good. You are able to implement that. Now, Germany is held responsible for the war because they led the Axis power. Then again, this is a political dimension. Responsible for aggression against the other country. This is the military dimension. Secret treaties with the other countries. This is the geopolitics. See, here I knew the exact point. So whenever I know the exact point, I don't need dimensions. Ready? So, two things. First is that when you know, if you are able to create the point, you don't need to write the political, economic, social first. If you can write like the democratic, if you can write like the social justice, economic well-being, economic welfare, economic growth, something, you don't need to write that part. The first thing. Second thing is that if you know exactly the points, exact points, then there is no requirement of this dimension. If you know the exact for the factual questions, right? So if you are prepared, but still if you are creating that is not advisable. These things are to generate more points, not to substantiate the existing knowledge. Okay, so here I knew the exact secret treaties were there. For example, with Japan, Treaty of Versailles and Treaty of Paris ensured the accountability of Germany. So these I gave the fact that, forget about the points. What is that? The demand of the question is met. Germany is responsible. I'm proving it. But then I will come to the next part and say that, however, Germany was not only responsible for as other factors. Example, ultranationalism. The factors I gave: growth in the Europe, like Japan's expansion policy, economic desires to colonization competition among the countries like Britain versus Germany. Then unfair burden on Germany after the World War I through Treaty of Versailles. That is a specific point. Appeasement policy by the Britishers, and the triangular factor: gold, God, and glory. This is the diagrammatic value addition you can make. This was the major thing. You know the meaning of it. So keep it ready-made. Whenever these things are coming, you can put it. Similar some flow diagrams and diagrams if we have, it can add to our value. It would be biased if we put all responsibility on Germany. It was the multiple factors which led to the world wars. Here, the mistake in the conclusion is that we need to ensure the right accountability in order to avoid the future wars. Should be the better conclusion here, because we are linking with the current. So here what I could have written, which I made mistake while writing, is that what we can write is that the learning from World War accountability can help in present day war accountability fixing, like in Russia-Ukraine case. Who is responsible in the in case of Russia-Ukraine? Who will be the responsible in case of Israel and Palestine? The condition of Palestine is only Israel is responsible. It's the global governance, United Nations system is responsible. The countries like USA, who is encouraging or giving support back channel, is responsible. So you can't just put all the blame on the Israel. You have to fix accountability of the global powers like the US, United Nations, which have the responsibility to ensure peace on the United Nations, isn't it? So same learning today also. right? So that way we can link with the present. Okay, so here the problem was with the conclusion. Rest of the points are okay. Okay, so here the question what I wanted to teach is the understanding of the demand of the question. Rest of the thing you know how to generate. Those part we have already done. Okay, so except Abdul, others have addressed the demand of the question. But try to think what mistake you made, how you thought, and how it could have been thought. That way you can improve from the next time. Okay, so this was the whole world history as well as we wrote these two questions. Now let's write the next two questions based on the learning we have drawn in the present discussion. The first question is on the World War again, but between the World War system. Second question is on the anti-colonial struggle. Anti-colonial struggle means freedom movements, India, Africa, South America, and others. Try to write them. In second question, I expect everyone to draw map. Okay. Now the third question was. Third question. See the. See, there arose a serious challenge to the democratic state system between the two world wars. Now, World War I topic completed. 2 also we know something. It is between these two. These two major things happened. That is the Nazism and the fascism in Italy and Germany. Along with that, this Russian Revolution also took place. These are the major things between these two. So, in our answer, these three are expected. Along with that, from economic dimension, 1929 there was one depression in the economy. See, the whole world is in a war. Economic activity is collapsed. So the impact will be there. Na? In 1929, Great Depression happened. In economy, we read about it. So that was the major thing happened during that. Here it is saying there arose a serious challenge to democratic state system between two world wars. Evaluate the statement. The keyword is evaluate. That means you have to say that yes, it has happened. It created the challenges. But is it enough? We'll see that. See, the first introduction mentioned the year between this. Witness multiple challenges across the world. Okay. Now, see, the subheading is that challenges to democratic state system between two world wars. When it is saying the democratic state system, now any system, when it is saying the system, it's not one thing. System is created through multiple factors. So the political factor will be there. Now the political state system is created through the political institutions, political principles, constitutions, political different stakeholders, rights. These things creates the political system, democratic system. If the democratic values, the institutions, principles are based on the democratic values, then you call it the democratic state system. That's the political dimension. But the state system also involves the economic system also, isn't it? The free trade, the capitalism, and the rights to the people to get the livelihood. I mean the freedom of livelihood, freedom to do the economic activities. Those are the economic values, economic states. And then the social also, like what principles you are following, social in the society, whether there is democracy is there or not. So now what challenges in these three aspects happened? We know that the political democratic system declined in the Germany. Almost the institutions were abolished, election were banned. Where is the democracy then? Right? Happened or not? Similarly, Russian Revolution happened, change in the politics. Yes. Other political values changed. The capitalism more and more increased. Then economic, more colonization, grabbing the power, drainage of the wealth to other country. Economic changes, economic depression was the major thing. Unemployment increase. Social changes, poverty came, inequality came. Hunger was there. Social change, na? Challenges. Now, so if you see that collapse of democratic system and institution, hyper-nationalism, justified violence and war, German Nazism under the Hitler, transparent system of treaties turned to the secret treaties between this, free trade got set back by the protectionist, economic depression. First 3 points are political. Now, free trade, economic depression 1929, economic. Then social values got corrupted and violence justified. For example, Holocaust in Germany. That's social change. Here, poverty, inequality increase, triple social challenge, poverty, inequality and hunger. Okay, showing that through the diagram. Then socialism increased with Russian Revolution under the Stalin. Mention the name of the leader wherever possible. Here, however, there were opportunities to evolve during that time. You can't say only challenges were there. Every challenge brings new opportunity. Can you say Corona period of 1920 was only challenges? Did it brought certain opportunities in the form of technology, digitization of education, health? It taught us the importance of sanitation. Wearing mask we started during that time. Before that, who was wearing the mask? Now I am keeping mask in my pocket. It was the change in our behavior. Now we are more aware about our health. Getting? So the point is that every challenge, every period of difficulty brings certain opportunity. And among all the answer, only Raja was able to identify that. So he has mentioned that opportunity part. That's very good. That's very good way of understanding. Evaluate means not only talking about opposite. See, there are 4 things, whether you know or not. My class is getting extended actually from 2 hours to 3 hours. But okay, fine. If it is helping, then there is SWOT. Remember, SWOT: strength, weakness, opportunity, threat. These are the 4 things. So whenever it is asking to evaluate, if they are asking about the strength, you should also write about weakness. If one person is having strength, they will also have the weakness now. Evaluate Ajay Sir as a personality. You will find some positive strength. Sir is having some strength in terms of, let's say, the communication skill. But he is also having some weaknesses. Right? So that weakness, then you can evaluate as a person. So that will be the evaluation, examination, critically examine, critically evaluate, critically assess. Whenever they are asking strength, you need to write weakness. Whenever they are asking threat, that is the challenge. For example, between interwar 19 to 1939, what you need to write? Opportunity. We are facing challenge right now to write good answers. But the challenge only will bring the opportunity to learn, to put more effort, so that I will also be able to write like others. Without the challenge, you can't learn. If you think like that, I won't write, I won't attend these classes, or I don't need now, you cannot learn. And then you stop preparing for UPSC, because ultimately you are going to get rank through writing only. You need to feel those papers. And if you won't learn, thinking that this is very tough, very difficult, can't do this. To be really honest. Okay. So remember the SWOT analysis we do. Okay. So that's why opportunity. This is also the learning for us too. So here what opportunity came? Anti-colonial sentiments increased. During that time, people wanted the freedom in India. For example, civil disobedience movement 1929 in India. Second, new political system like ideology like socialism in Russia evolved during that time. Growth in the people movement led to globalization. People started involving with each other. Then these changes, I'm not writing challenges because I see opportunities also. That shows the optimism in the civil servant. Isn't it? Even in the difficult time, we are able to see the opportunity. Right? You're not just seeing the challenges, but also opportunity. Next, these changes in the interwar period led to the World War II and birth of UN system. One negative, one positive. Conclusion. Raja, see this. Okay. So it's not only negative, it's a balanced answer now. I'm not talking about the negative thing also, positive thing also. Okay, next. What were the major political, economic, social developments in the world which motivated anti-colonial struggle in India? Introduction. See, talk about what is being asked. It's asked like Indian freedom movement, that is anti-colonial movement, was not isolated but influenced and inspired from the global events during 1950 to 1940. 40 I have written. So 47 also you can add, no issue. Getting? It's addressing the demand. Okay, it was influenced, not isolated, it was influenced. Okay. Next. Major developments in the world motivated anti-colonial struggle. Here you don't have to write, Durga. You don't have to write political, economic, social. Anyhow you are creating, otherwise your subheading will be long. So just write like the major developments in the world motivated anti-colonial struggle. Again, here also don't write which led to motive. Those things are not required. You can just simplify a little bit. Okay, next. Here the political development. What happened? Majorly political development happened. Here map showing the different events. Here democratic values, birth of UN system, nationalism. These are political dimensions I gave you during the template. The same things are coming. You open the consequences. This is the consequences wala question, na? Right? Or the causes also. If you open that, you will see that these words are there. UN system. It is their democratic value. It is their nationalism word is there. So same you have to think. You have to use them. See this. Here, political, democratic social values, a system, global politics. Is there global governance, UN system? Came or not? Right? The consequences of different events. Same thing can be used here also in the, this causes part also. So this nationalism, see, the words are there. Kind of government, like the socialistic economic. So these dimensions you have to bring while the questions are being asked. Okay, birth of UN system, nationalism. Then ideological changes like socialism. World wars happened between these, which shown the British dual character. Then the economic development happened like industrial revolution. It happened in Japan. Japan is a Asian country. It inspired. If Japan can do, why can't we? Both are Asian only. Earlier we used to think only European can do that. Japan proved that even in Asia it's possible. Point. Awareness of drain of wealth and economic recession in 1929 also was a development event. Social, like the secularism growth, gender equality, like Sarla Devi Chaudhary, one example. Spread of education, press and values like humanism. These developments with domestic movements, social religious reforms contributed in India's strength over the colonial power. So again, I am recognizing not only these outside factors, but also inside movement and the struggle helped India to achieve. Again, diversifying, thinking about other dimension. That's a key characteristics in a civil servant, and that you have to show in your answer. In both answer, in the previous, we saw the opportunity in the challenge. In the conclusion, not only the positive impact, but also not only negative impact, but also a positive. Here also, not only thinking about the what outside factors, but also domestic factors in the conclusion. Since the demand of the question was not there, since here they have not asked to evaluate or the examine, just to simply ask what were the factors. I don't have to create the separate heading for that. But in conclusion, I recognized it. This conclusion, as I told, is a place which gives me freedom to show my abilities of critical thinking and those things. And that's why when you asked, sir, what is the meaning of evaluate, this directive words? It cannot be taught in one class. It's not possible. I cannot give just the definition this way. It's not, I can give, but you can't learn. You see, it is contextual. But I'm very sure, see, in last 6 days, including today, 6 into 4, almost on 24 questions we have written. And we have written seen almost everything in this preparation. And imagine next 50 days, when you will be writing in 50, 200 questions with seeing this kind of answer, explanation, templates, how it won't change your answer writing. In what way? And if this won't change, what else is the method to change it? Right? So this answer writing is not just templates. It's more than that. How to address the demand, understanding the demand, keywords. And every question brings us new perspective. The discussion, it's like a class along with the writing. Okay? So don't stop here. Think about the question. I'm now sending regularly my answers. See how I wrote along with the explanation I'm making. How I thought while writing it. So reflect in yourself and implement in the coming answer.